The good old Helm of Saint-14. God, I have such fond memories of this exotic helmet from Destiny 1, and it is now back in Destiny 2. When I used my Defender Titan in Destiny 1, I don't think this helmet ever left my character, because it was so useful in basically a variety of activities. The fun police would have fun with it in PvP, in the raids, and strikes, because, well, we had Weapons of Light to give us bonus damage on our Ward of Dawn, we had Blessing of Light to give us more health, and we also have Armor of Light, and I would say that would be more for PvP. Nothing was more fun in PvP than throwing up a Ward of Dawn, putting on Armor of Light, and just watch people run in while you shotgun them to death. Now, in Destiny 2, the Ward of Dawn is in your upper tree on your Sentinel Titan, which is Code of the Protector. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I use my Sentinel Titan, I am never using Code of the Protector. I'm always using Code of the Aggressor. Why? Well, because probably everyone likes that one better. You're throwing shields, you're bashing things with your shields, you're causing damage. So here's just a quick clip. We're going to get into a full review right now, but yeah, these guys are blinded by my Ward of Dawn. It actually blinds enemies for about 6.8 seconds as I timed it. And it's just like Destiny 1. If an enemy walks into it, they get blinded. And even if they get out of it, I have some clips of where an enemy would walk into it, get blinded, try to walk out of it, and they're still blinded for about 6.8, 6.5 seconds. So a big thank you to Brash Badger for letting me use his account to play with this thing for a good 2 hours, I'd say, because I ran it in strikes, I ran it in public events, I also ran it in the Crucible, but really did not find that much of a use in Crucible, especially with teams of 4s. I couldn't get anyone to run into the bubble and get blinded. So the main perk is called Starless Night. So your Ward of Dawn blinds enemies that enter it. Guarding with your Sentinel Shield temporarily blinds nearby enemies. Now, the second part to that trait, guarding with the Sentinel Shield, is going to temporarily blind nearby enemies. I couldn't get it to proc. I was using my Sentinel. I popped the super. I was guarding, and when I would go nearby enemies, they weren't being blinded. So I don't know if it's glitched or maybe I was just Mesa failing and doing it wrong. Now, what I did notice is that big yellow bars or at bosses, it does not have the effect of the blinding. So here we are in a public event. I'm going to put my Ward of Dawn. I've got my Helm of Saint-14 on. And that big old yellow bar, he's still stomping on the ground. I mean, he looks like he's moving slow, but that yellow bar always moves slow. But no, he stopped me on the ground and sent me flying. But he looks blinded, but he's not. He doesn't have the little halo above them. Whenever an enemy gets blinded, you can see a drag off to the side there. He's got kind of like a little halo as if he was blinded. So let's be frank, guys. Is it really worth using? Well, I don't think so. When it comes to the Sentinel Titan, I love Doomfang Pauldron. That gives you extra shields, shield throws, as you bash enemies with it. But I noticed when I was doing the Heroic Strike playlist, I've seen a lot of new players, lower power level players, and it did come in handy when I had to res them and I was being swarmed by ads. But thinking about endgame content like, let's say, the Leviathan raid, at this point, would I use it over my Striker Titan? Absolutely not. I need those pulse grenades. I want my Fist of Panic. I like to clear ads in the certain parts of the raid, of course, like the Royal Pools, or if I'm doing Throne Room for Callous Prestige, I'm always going to go Striker Titan. However, the raid lairs do launch this Friday. Deej just tweeted that out, and plug, yes, I will be streaming it right here live on YouTube. That's the only place I stream, so make sure you turn on notifications. But maybe the raid lair might have some encounters that this might come in useful. Maybe certain back in King's Fall. Yeah, was it King's Fall? King's Fall, Wrath of the Machine. Well, there were certain parts of certain raids in Destiny 1 where the bubble would come in handy with Helm of Saint-14 to block off a doorway. As soon as ads would start spawning, they're all blinded. That ad right there, that's the one that I actually just used my iMovie editor to calculate. 6.8 seconds from the time that he walked into that bubble, became blinded, and then came out of his drunken stupor. Now, in all the testing I did test it on bosses, and as you saw in that clip before, with that big yellow bar that spawns in right when you trigger the heroic public event here on the ETZ, it actually does not blind them. I know that big captain that you just saw just now, he looked like he was moving slow, but he always moves slow. But no, they have to have a little halo over their head when they're actually blinded. So for bosses, don't think you're going to go up to a boss, plop the shield on them, and then they're going to be blinded. No. It really works for just any other type of enemy except like those huge yellow bars that spawn in when it comes to public events or actual like strike bosses. And you're seeing a lot of Telesto action. I will have a review up for that probably tomorrow morning. I've been using it all day along with the Helm of Saint-14. And if you know me from Destiny 1, that was one of my favorite exotics in Destiny 1. When it was a Voidburn Nightfall, forget it. That thing would just annihilate any yellow bar, and it was just a boss melt machine. So let's read the lore here. So, he walked out into the demon light, but at the end, he was brighter. The PN to Saint-14. Then it says audible, unavailable, maintenance frame, transcripts as follows, and we see a conversation between Kate 6. So, you know what they say about Titans? Kate 6 says, they're loud and abrasive. The good ones are all dead. You don't know that Saint is dead? The greatest Titan who ever lived just disappeared. Call it a hunch. And it says, a generator roars. Kate 6 says, no one ever put down a kill faster than he could, but man, he was a real weirdo. Eccentricity was his strength. Talking about the speaker like you're related to him is eccentric. Claiming he has seen the future, that he fought 6 fronts fueled on the idea that some guardian savior is coming, that's insane. Belief is a hell of a thing, Kate 6 says. Sure, yeah. One guardian's going to fix everything. Kick Crota off the moon? Make it look like us Vanguard know our head from our hindquarters? Hey, where are you going? One of our new recruits from old Russia I've had my eye on, entering the Crucible for the first time. Kate 6 says, hey, maybe there's one. We'll call him Crota's End. So that's it for the video, guys. Leave me a hashtag made it to the end. And for the made it to the end folks, I might be streaming Prestige Callus tonight. Word around the campfire is he's dropping 330s, so we want to go in there tonight and see if we can get some gear. And also, let's see, I'll be doing my Telesto review probably. I'll have that up tomorrow morning. And then the raid layers are going to be on Friday. And you know me, I stream everything on YouTube. So if I do the Prestige run tonight, I'll probably stream it. And look, I'll just give you a little Telesto thing here. When you fire them, they stick to everything. And then if an enemy walks by, it'll then detonate from there. It's definitely, I'm going to say it's a little better than Destiny 1's version of Telesto. That's it, guys. Hashtag made it to the end in the comment section. Do me a favor. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream. Usually and always on YouTube. And that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.